welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be predicting the full-card fights for PFL 2025 World Tournament, the semifinals. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Hop right on in. Some of these fights I really don't care for, so I'm just going to just throw something out there. I'm not even going to hide it. Like some of these early fights, PFL got a lot of bums on it. It just is what it is, not UFC level. First fight, Magomed Umalatto versus Anthony Ivy. I doubt this is actually the first fight because these fighters, well, he's relevant. He's somewhat decent. Like, let's go, like, both of these guys are scrubs. I'll be honest. As of right now, both of these guys are scrubs. This guy might turn to some. This guy's a scrub. This guy's regional level. This guy's regional level. This guy's PFL level. So, yeah, these guys are probably going to be at the bottom. This is probably going to be at the bottom. This is definitely going to be at the bottom. This is definitely not the actual opener, but yeah. Magomed Umalatto versus Anthony Ivy. I'll go average confidence Magomed Umalatto to beat Anthony Ivy. PFL can be weird sometimes. Sometimes these journeyman fighters try to step out their roles and they pull things off. It happens in the UFC too sometimes, but not nearly as much as in PFL and Bellator. But Umalatto should be safe here. You know, he has the wrestling background to keep it standing. Anthony Ivy's not really known for his striking or his power. You know, again, well, I'm not going to say his power is not bad, but he's not really known for striking. He could probably, again, land a clean shot or something and change the whole course thing. But, again, he's not really known for striking, primarily a grappling. Umalatto has, you know, much better wrestling than him, and he can control which fight takes place. And it should be the pick him part on the feet. And I see a first-round TKO for Magomed Umalatto. So, in this one, I got Magomed Umalatto via first-round TKO. All right, let's see. Let's see. Audio's good. Audio's decent. I'm not going to say good. It's decent. Next fight we have in the featherweight division, we got Azael Ajudu versus Yves Landu. And how do I feel about this one right here? I'm going low confidence Azael Ajudu to beat Yves Landu. Landu is definitely live for his underdog. I just don't like the fact that he's 38, but this being PFL and this guy being sub like 25, 24, definitely needs openings for Landu to pull off an upset. But yeah, you know, when I was looking at dog spots, Landu is definitely one of the better dog spots on his card when I look out here. But I go Azael Ajudu here. I didn't think he does have a lot of upside. Landu is up there in age. Ajudu does seem to have a pretty well-rounded game. He'll be the longer fighter, solid striking background. And be the mix. I think it'll be a very close fight, split decision type vibes. Again, Landu's solid everywhere for the most part. Ajudu is younger, longer, has far more upside. This is definitely a fight where he could lose, and he's still at a point in his career where he still can take losses and, you know, grow from them. But I think he'll rise up to the occasion, get a close decision victory over Landu. Just be more active, be younger, chasing more. Landu will have his be explosive. He'll be, you know, savvy, veteran, and tricky. But Ajudu just probably just looked to outwork him, just outgrind him, and beat him in a very close fight. Maybe controversial, either way it goes. But in this one, I got Azael Ajudu via decision. Now to the next fight. We have, in this fight, I really don't care about it, going him, Jason Danner, by whatever it means. This fight, some BS, 4-5 guy versus 2-0 guy. All these big eyes for a nobody versus another nobody. Could definitely go either way. I don't care. Literally don't care. Decision. It is what it is. Not even going to say the names. This, again, I'm doing a full-card prediction, but it is what it is. If they somehow find this video and they feel disrespected, matter of fact, what weight class y'all at? Can y'all even fight me? I don't know. Y'all think y'all pro, so y'all might think y'all can fight me. So 135, you know, y'all probably need like 40 more pounds. Either one of y'all, if y'all see this video, we could definitely fight, you know, on YouTube or something. But yeah, right now, y'all ain't worth for prediction. Next fight we have in the featherweight division, we got Alexei Pergade versus Mike Barzilay. And how do I feel about this one right here? I'm going low confidence. I'm going low confidence. I don't know these guys like that. Alex Pargrade to beat Mike Barzilay. Just like Pargrade is, you know, that's the one they're pushing. That's from what I'm saying. 5-0 versus 5-1. Pargrade seems like a pretty solid striker. You know, he like trying to work in his ground game as well. Barzilay just seemed like a, you know, decent fighter at this level. Like he'll be a decent, I guess, sparring partner for him to test his skills on. But I'll say Alexei Pargrade via third-round TKO. I think he better break him down and put him away. So in this one, I got Alexei Pargrade via third-round TKO. Now to our next fight, we have in the welterweight division, we got Muhammad Burkamov versus Kennedy St. Louis. And how do I feel about this one right here? I'm going average confidence Muhammad Burkamov to beat Kennedy St. Louis. So Burkamov has definitely dropped the ball a couple times, but against decent competition. It's not like he's been fighting scrub, but he's definitely dropped the ball big time. He got finished, knocked out twice, at least twice. I think one was this guy and one was that guy, but yeah, decent comp like guys that are fought at high levels and are currently fighting high levels. Kenny St. Louis, I think, has not really fought anyone at a true high level. Seems to be a well-rounded fighter, but not particularly great anywhere. I think he gets most of the job done on the ground. And I think in this case where Burkamov striking looks much more fluid and much more impactful. And I definitely think Burkamov has the grappling to keep this on the feet. And I can see him stopping St. Louis via TKO in the second round. So in this one, also I think St. Louis, I think he fought at lightweight at some points too. I fought some lightweights and even lost to some lightweights before. But yeah. But in this one, I got Muhammad Burkamov via second round TKO. Now to our next fight, we have in the welterweight division. I said, what's up with going on my voice? I stick my lip out or something. Like, what's going on here? In the welterweight division, we got Joseph Luciano versus Sariq Shields. And how do I feel about this one right here? I feel like Sariq Shields is just more so of a grappler. I think they're both kind of primarily grapplers. I just think Joseph Luciano is a better grappler, a better fighting. He's a better grappler. I think he's a better striker. I think he'll be the break down Sariq Shields and get a second round submission over him. So in this one, I got Joseph Luciano via second round submission. Don't get it confused. It went on him for a little bit, but Joseph Luciano. But by me doing that, that must mean there's a fix in the works. He's gonna pull off an upset. Sariq Shields is probably not till the end of June. Wow, that's great. All right, next fight. And we're at the beginning of June. We're like basically 1/3 or, yeah, maybe close to 1/2. But anyway. Next fight we have in the featherweight division, we got Jeremy Kennedy versus Adam Borix. And I'll go average confidence Adam Borix to beat Jeremy Kennedy. They fought before. Adam Borix won. I think Adam Borix has improved his technical defense. You know, even in that last fight, Borix improved his wrestling defense a lot going into that fight. It has been some years now, and I think his wrestling defense has improved even more. I do think he's the better striker and more consistent. I feel like Kennedy had a good shot to win his last fight. I feel like Kennedy's offensive striking has been improving a lot, but I feel like at times he loses tracks. He loses track of his striking, whether him getting overconfident in it or he's loses confidence when he starts to get tagged. But either way, I just feel like Borix is a much more confident striker. He's been striking his whole career. He has been a fluid striker. You know, he was an elite striker in Bellator. And he still covers that over into PFL as well. Two solid fighters. But I think Borix, again, will do a good job of addressing and grappling Kennedy for the most part, being a longer, rangier fighter, mix up the striking better, and staying more consistent and not getting away from himself and be able to beat Kennedy to another decision. But another close competitive fight, but Borix, again, addressing and grappling for the most part and being the more consistent, more effective striker and beating Jeremy Kennedy by decision here. So in this one, I have Adam Borix via decision. Now to our next fight, we have in the featherweight division, we got Moblid Kabillay versus Tai-Kun Kim. And how do I feel about this one right here? I'm going low confidence Moblid Kabillay to beat Tai-Kun Kim. Tai-Kun Kim is definitely live here. He's like 5'10", 5'11", and Kabillay is only like 5'8". Very short guy, you know, powerful wrestler, powerful, you know, he got power in his hands. But I wouldn't rate him as a very technical striker. He's definitely not UFC level, in my opinion. But he has definitely been a problem here in PFL for many years. But I don't know, he had visa issues, health issues, injuries, this, that. A lot of different issues like that. He couldn't, you know, get to the final as many times as he wanted to. It's not like really for losing, because let me look at his record. He had one no contest loss. Was officially a TKO at one point. Then his opponent Pineda tested positive for PD, so it was turned to a no contest. So he has not officially lost in his career. So again, it's not for losing that he hasn't been winning all these tournaments. It's because of other issues outside the cage. But yeah, I think he's definitely, that fight with Kennedy last fight definitely exposed him a lot. He was getting picked apart by Kennedy, close getting stopped several times in that fight. And Kennedy just started to get sloppy. Then Kabillay was able to come back in the fight. Tai-Kun Kim, you know, he's young, he's hot. Not saying he's attractive, just not that, no homo, none of that. I'm just saying he's a fighter that's on the come up and seems to have promising skills, solid striking. He showed last fight, solid submission skills, solid finishing ability. Yes, he fought a guy that's nowhere near the level of Moblid Kabillay, but again, the skills are already there for Tai-Kun Kim. The confidence is there for Tai-Kun Kim. So Kim is definitely very live for upset here. And it's not like Kabillay has improved anything since. Like, I feel like he's been froze. Like, that same level of skill is no good for PFL and good for where he's at. Eventually, guys are going to start to passing. When you stay in one place, people will pass you. That's what happens in the game. No matter how good you are, you stay in one place, people gonna pass you. And he's not that good. He's just not in the best organization. So Tyler Kim could definitely, I can see him knocking him out. Could definitely see him catching us up. Could definitely see Tyler Kim here. But it does seem like too big of a step. And I think Mobley Kabillay, I hate his name, Mobley Kabillay still should have enough, still being where he's at. It should still be enough to beat Tycoon Kim. I think this goes to another close decision. But Mobley Kabillay, experience comes through once again. Probably land the big shots when he needs to, get the takedown when he needs to, and edge out a close decision over Tycoon Kim here. So in this one, but I could definitely see like maybe next year Tycoon Kim come back and he's a whole nother level, and this guy might be a potential tournament winner here at 145 in PFL. Then maybe next year be a UFC fighter or something like that. Maybe I can see that in his future, but this year right now does seem like too big of a step up. Like he just had not fought this level. He fought like the lower level of PFL. Now he's jumping to the top end in his very next fight, and again that's a very big step up. But in this one, I got Mavlid Kabulaev via decision. Now to our next fight, we have in the welterweight division, we got Logan Storley versus Masayuki Kakori. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I'm going average confidence Logan Storley to beat Masayuki Kakori. Kakori seemed like a solid fighter, but even in the last fight, he was getting taken down by a guy that has no. Matter of fact, the guy he was fighting wrestling low was nowhere near the level of Storley. He was having issues getting teed off on the feet at points. He won the fight, but he did not look good. He's definitely, as of right now, nowhere near elite level even at PFL. He's not at nowhere near elite level. I think he just tailor-made for Storley. I think Storley could just take him down and grind him out. I do think he's tough. I can see a finish for Storley, but Storley in general is really a decisionator anyway. So I will say decision. I feel like this fight Storley should finish, but again, Storley's not really a big finisher, and Kakori is tough. So I can see Logan Storley just getting a lot of takedowns, a lot of control time, a lot of ground and pound, and grinding Kakori to a decision here. So in this one, I have Logan Storley via decision. All right. I think this might be our co-main event. Yep, co-main event we have in the semifinals of the featherweight tournament. Jesus Pinedo versus Gabriel Braga third. And this is their rematch. They're 1-1. Braga won the first. Well, I guess it is 3. I thought that was his last name was Braga the third. It's not. This is actually their third match. He's not Braga the third. This is their third matchup. Braga won the first fight. Pinedo won the second fight. Stopped him. Won the tournament and all that stuff. So his win was bigger than your win. So Braga won the first fight. Pinedo won the second fight and won the tournament. Stopped Braga as well. Third fight. This is the third fight. But in this one, I'm going Pinedo average confidence to beat Braga. I feel like Braga hasn't even been looking good in his other fight. Like, yes, you beat him first. Then he destroyed you the second time. And y'all supposed to be like this rivalry, like 1-1, like this the tiebreaker. Braga has shown toughness. Like, he has first adversity in a lot of these fights, even his wins. He's been facing adversity, but he's coming through like, oh, he was down, getting taken down. He needed a knockout. He got that knockout. He needed a sub. He got a sub. The last fight, he was in a deep sub. It seemed like it was like a fight-ending sub, but he was able to battle through and get a sub. And again, these not guys that he's supposed to be struggling with, but he's struggling with them. Whereas Pinedo, he's putting guys away. Like, guys that's supposed to be at his level, he's putting them away. Like, Pinedo might have took that last season off, but Pinedo still seems way more game, way more locked in. And it's not like Pinedo has been showing no great opening. Like, oh, his takedown defense has been looking sharp. His takedown defense has been looking bad. Oh, his submission defense has been looking bad. His cardio has been looking bad. Oh, he's steadily dropping his lead hand. He's steadily leaning to the right. Like, he hasn't really been showing too many flaws. Braga been showing flaws on the feet, flaws in his takedown offense. I don't really expect Pinedo to really look to address him to grappling. I feel like the biggest issue Braga has been showing is in his takedown offense, which Pinedo won't really look to test. But at the point, I feel like Pinedo has an understanding of Braga's striking game. I think Pinedo will, whether it be more active on the feet, he'll be more active, more successful on the feet through activity. And I also think he'll do more damage. I feel like Braga will be game, but I think Pinedo just going to be too far here. I think Braga, again, his toughness is going to show. He'll be able to make it to a decision. Probably be making it competitive at points, but I still think there's going to be a clear leader, once it's all said and done. Even if Braga gets off to a good start, I feel like by the end of the fight, it's going to be like, it's not going to be like, oh, I don't know who won. It's going to be like Pinedo won. Like, Pinedo's going to probably land more shots, probably do more damage, probably going to have Braga hurt once or twice in this fight, where Braga might have value. He might land some good body shots at points, might land a good shot or two. But I don't really feel like I'm ever going to see Braga like visibly really hurt Pinedo in this one, where I can see Pinedo hurting Braga at several points, and I also see Pinedo consistently being more active. Again, Braga might have its spouts, but I feel like Pinedo's going to be more consistent throughout. But I will say Braga's toughness will carry him all the way through the 15 minutes, but Pinedo will be the one that has done the work or done more of the work to get his hand raised. So in this one, I have Jesus Pinedo via decision. Now to our main event, We have in the welterweight division, in the semifinals of the welterweight tournament, we got Jason Jackson versus Thad Gene. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I'm going low confidence Jason Jackson to beat Thad Gene. I think Thad Gene is a very promising talent. It seems like every single fight, like the level goes up and he shows up. Well, that decision fight against what's called Chris Brown was embarrassing. And then he had a fight against Burkamov, and he made Burkamov look easy. So he had a big step up, and he looked better than he did in the fight when he was supposed to get a layup. Now he's getting a bigger step up. I'm talking like that. I don't really have a list like that. I guess I do. It is. I don't really have a list. I mean, I think you do. Sounds very much like it, but yeah. Let me lick my dry ass lips. But yeah. So Thad Gene's definitely live here. This is not a fight I would even think to bet on unless I'm betting Thad Gene. I'm not picking Thad Gene, so I'm not betting on Thad Gene. I'm going Jason Jackson, low confidence win. Again, this definitely seems like a real step up. Jason Jackson, he had a long route to get where he's at. Like, he was definitely a guy, like, seemed like he had talent on the Ultimate Fighter. Just didn't measure up on the Ultimate Fighter. Went on the 10 series, didn't measure up there. Then he had that long route in Bellator. And eventually he became champion. Like, he leveled up big time. And I don't think he's going to be so quick to drop the ball. Like, he might be kind of getting up there in age, like, I think like 34 or whatever, which is not too crazy. He's still kind of in his prime, especially for a guy who's like a late bloomer, I would say. Let me see. Is he 34 or 35? 34, yeah. Kind of a late bloomer. Yeah, these late bloomers, they're not so quick to give it up as far as the guys that were, the it guy from the moment they were like 26, 27. Like the guys that didn't get to their peak till they were like 31, 32, like they tend to kind of hold on to it longer. Especially if it's not at the UFC level, because they really, in their mind, still like, I want to be a UFC champion. So they still working to get better versus guys that became champion at like 28 and stuff, had that reign, and by 32, like 4-year reign, they did everything. They got their 5 defenses, their 4 defenses. They got their sport endorsement deals. They were in their movies. Like, they stopped improving. Like, they might train hard, but they are like, everything they doing is right. I don't need to work on my arm bars. I don't need to work my rear naked chokes, my guillotines, this, that, my calf kicks. My 1-2 double leg is all I need. And then people started passing up, but these other guys, they still continue to prove. Like, Jason Jackson has a well-rounded skill set. I feel like Thad Gene's, he's a solid fighter. He's strong. I still feel like the skills need to improve a lot, but I feel like he has a good head on his shoulder. He sounds like a very smart, intelligent guy. Like I said, the skills still kind of rough because he's still early on, but he has good athleticism, good power. And again, he has a good mindset, and the mindset's going to only elevate him quicker and quicker because he has the athleticism, he has the mindset. He just doesn't have the experience, but that experience and all that stuff, and the mindset's going to connect. But got to go with the more experienced guy, Jason Jackson, who has won a belt at a major level, defended a belt at a major level. I believe he defended it. Did he lose in his next title shot? But anyway, he fought at elite level. He beat some former champions. Ben Henderson. He beat not Patolo, but the other Hawaiian guy. But yeah, I'm rambling. Sorry for the rambles, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm just going with the more experienced guy, Jason Jackson. The power and the youth of Thad Gene. I know he's gonna be that guy eventually. I can see it in Thad Gene, but I think Jason Jackson will hold him back just for now, just for this year, and be able to outwork him. But this definitely be a fight that will elevate Thad Gene to another level. Very close fight. I can see Thad Gene hurting Jason Jackson at points, but I can see Jackson mixing the takedowns when he's hurt, getting him back on his bike and edging out a very close fight over Thad Gene. But a very close fight. I can see this is a very entertaining fight, but I see this as a back and forth fight. But Jason Jackson's experience definitely coming through heavy here to beat Thad Gene. Probably mixing the calf kicks, mess up some of that power as well, using the jab and not being an easy target for Thad Gene to really plant. Again, tune up that calf so he can't plant as much with power, can't move as much, and yeah, mix it up, and again use that experience that he has to beat Thad Gene. So in this one, I have Jason Jackson via decision, and so that concludes my fight predictions for the full card of fights for PFL World Tournament 2025, the semifinals. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.